Today we are finding the roots of perfect cubes. Remember that when we have this funny symbol, it's called a radical, and it has sometimes a little number that tells you what type of radical it is. If that little number is a 3, then we need to find the cube root, and we're going to learn how to find those today. So a square root is this guy. The square root of 25 is asking what number squared gives us 25, or what number times itself gives us 25. If we have it with a little 3 like this one, it's called a cube root. So the cube root of 8 is asking what number cubed gives us 8. Or you could think times itself 3 times. So if we're looking for x, then we want to find the number x times x times x. What number equals 8? And this is where your list of perfect cubes is going to come in handy. But I know that 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 again is 8. So 2 times 2 times 2 equals 8. So the cube root of 8 equals 2. Now, you don't have to write the 2 times 2 times 2 for your answer. You just have to write the 2 right there. So that's all you have to do. And taking into note, like how yesterday with the square root, it changed a group of 2 factors, taking the cube root takes a group of 3 factors inside the radical and changes it into 1 factor outside the radical. That's going to be important later on as we learn how to simplify radicals. So I said that knowing our cubes from before would be very important, and it is important for you to know the first 5. But you might be in the process of learning that, so you might want to keep the list handy. I took a picture. Let me see if I can get my picture over. There it is. So I'm going to get my picture in here. And it has the perfect cubes. It has a little typo, but it has all the perfect cubes that we wrote the other day. So I'm going to use that to do these examples. Example A is very interesting because it actually has a negative number, negative 27. So we can't take the square root of a negative number, but this is a cube root. So we want to think, is there a number that times itself 3 times equals 27? Well, I know that 3 cubed equals 27. So what if I just add a negative on it and see what happens? So we know a negative times a negative is a positive, and then a positive times a negative is a negative. So this works. We can take the cube root of a negative number. It will be the negative of whatever the positive cube root would be. So because 3 cubed equals 27, negative 3 cubed equals negative 27. So the cube root of negative 27 is negative 3. All right. We're going to go over here. The rest of these should be pretty simple. On B, we're looking for the cube root of 125, or what cubed equals 125. And I look and I see 5 cubed equals 125. So my answer is 5. And then 1 cubed equals 1. So the answer on C is 1. And just like yesterday, we can actually take the cube root of the numerator and denominator of fractions separately. So I can take the cube root of the top of D. Cube root of 27 will be 3, because 3 cubed equals 27, and the bottom will be 10. And I don't need to simplify that fraction because they have no common factors, so that's my answer. And then on E, this one's a little funky. It's got a negative in the top, but remember it will just be the negative of whatever the positive cube root will be. So 7 cubed is 343, so my numerator will be 7. And then my denominator, I'm looking for 64, and it is 4. You could either write this like this, or you could write it as negative outside and then the fraction 7/4. And that's it. Good luck today.